Yeah, on my controller, it spoke up and says, "Be careful flying. There's an aircraft in the area," and it's up like at about 3,000 feet.
Oh, I used to get the warnings on my Air 2 when the damn airlines were 10,000 feet over me. They were just a little
Yeah.
dot in the sky like that. It'd be like, there's an aircraft near.
Yeah.
Like it would give you that warning on the thing. It would say there's an aircraft near you. Be
Well,
careful.
on the smart controller, it gives you a voice warning.
Yeah,
Aircraft in the area, fly carefully, you know?
I think on the Air 2 it was just on a message on the screen.
Um,
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, my tell that's all it does. It comes up on the screen, aircraft in area. you
So
look-
yeah, I would look up and it would be an airliner like fucking 15,000 feet in the air. Just a little dot. Yeah, I'm not lowering the drone for that. I'm good.
I'm surprised Autel hasn't done better with what they have now because of the no geofencing and shit.
They need to come out with some new drones, that's for sure. Problem is they can't, they just don't have the manufacturing base. They wanted to get big like DJI, they'd have to go out and find investors to really, they'd probably have to pump a couple $100 million into that company, if not more. Because all the research and development that would go along with that, plus some manufacturing, they'd have to set up. I would say they probably would need a good $1 billion to try to get up with DJI. Shit, if DJI was smart, they'd just go in and buy out Autel.
It's one of the main reasons I bought Autel. Get away from the geofencing.
That's what I'm saying. If DJI was smart, they'd just go in and offer them a buyout.
Well, that's probably coming.
Yeah.
You could bet behind the scenes they're negotiating now.
Mm.
Well, the thing is too, is the problem with Autel too, is they've gone through like 3 or 4 CEOs in the last year and a half, which is not a good sign, right? Because they're not wanting to stick around. They come in and then they leave almost immediately, which is
Yep.
probably means the books don't look so good when they start digging into everything and they don't want to deal with the shit. So they take their quick severance that they probably had in their contract and fucking haul ass. Cause you know, when you're a CEO of a company and you leave, you get some kind of buyout. You don't just leave broke.
Well, most of the CEOs have stock in the companies and they have that's their golden parachute is the stock options that they have, you know?
Right. It was like the dude, what was it, Goldman Sachs, the one that they fired after the
Yep.
crisis. He walked away with $100 million severance package
Yeah.
after he screwed his bank. Like, I don't understand that you screw your bank over and then they pay you 100 million to leave. I'd have been like, get the fuck out the front door. I'd have drug him out with security. Like, you ain't getting a damn time. Leave. Like, I'm not gonna pay somebody to leave work that's screwed up that bad and lost you billions of dollars. No, hell no. That don't make any sense to me at all. But that's why I said CEOs won't leave broke though, for sure. Cause that one CEO that was on, I think he was on Ray and Johnny's show. Might have been his show. But they had the CEO from Alltel like a year and a half ago on their show. And he literally, like 2 weeks after he was on their show, he left the company. Cause he was asking everybody, well, what do you want from this? Like he was literally taking questions right there on the live show. Like what he thought people wanted, what they were looking for, any concerns they had. It was kind of cool because you got to bring your concerns up on a live show with like only 50 people in it, and you were able to tell the CEO your thoughts, and he was writing them down and shit. But then 2 weeks later, he quit.
Hey, good morning, TJ.
What's up, TJ?
Yeah, he's working right now, so.
I figured you were off today at the gym.
DJ. I'll tell you what, he was a wild man last night on your panel.
And then what was funny is Mike asked, where did TJ go? Like a half hour after he left. I was like, bro, he left like an hour ago. Like, what the hell? What do you mean, where's TJ?
Yep.
Mike was drunk as hell by the end of the show. I only drank like 3/4 of that bottle and I was done because I started getting a headache. And I knew if I didn't stop, I'd wake up with a really bad migraine.
But you wonder where AZ is this morning. I talked to him at what 7:30 this morning. I
Yeah, he
had
was.
what 5:30 at his time at home. So holy crap.
He was on. He was in somebody's live chat this morning. I think it was Johnny's. Right when Johnny started, I think he came in and said hi to everybody.
Oh, because was he on Chris Hope's?
No, it was Johnny's definitely. It was. I remember it was because he wasn't in Dennis's, and then Chris barely stayed on. He was only on like 10 minutes.
Hey,
He
good morning,
ducked.
Mark.
I noticed that.
Yeah, I caught Chris Hope this morning.
I noticed that. It seems like Dennis is on forever, and then Chris, like, he'll be on maybe 15 minutes, and he's ready to go.
Yeah, it's funny he wasn't on very long this morning, Chris.
Yeah, he said he was going to read some poetry or something. He never did it.
No.
What's up, Mark? Yeah, he said he was going to read some poetry or some
Yeah, I don't know.
like Civil War person or something, or some lady or something, I think.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because he usually will read like a couple paragraphs of some historical thing. You know, he'll find some historical thing and he'll read it to you.
Well,
at the end.
he was flying around a little bit this morning too, though. You know, he
Yeah,
hovers and you know.
I've seen that island over the last 3 weeks on his morning shows, though. It's gone way down the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis was on forever yesterday, man. He burned through, I think, four of the Mavic 3 batteries.
Oh, Jesus. That's a little too long.
Yeah, he was on for a minute. I know he went through at least 3 because I came in his show probably about 15 minutes after he started.
Hey, Mark White, how you doing?
But he's not getting the full, what is it, 40-some minutes out of it, though, because he's just hovering.
Yeah.
And it uses more battery power when you hover. I guess that Air 3 takes a damn 100-watt charger to charge the batteries.
Oh, does
Like,
it?
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Well, they say it's fast and quiet, but I don't know.
Because that one dude was over there talking about get the cell phone charger, but those are normally the highest you get on those are 45 watts. That ain't gonna be enough to charge them. It will probably charge it, but it's gonna trickle charge them really slow.
Yeah. Take twice as long to do it, right?
Because they said somebody was using a 65-watt charger and it took them all day to, and it still what they still weren't fully charged after sitting all night long.
Holy shit.
But the DJI charger that you buy for it is 100 watt, the one that they sell for it. But Joe found one. It's a what was it? I forget the brand name, but there's one you can buy off Amazon for like $45. It's a 100-watt charger.
What's that? 10 amps? 100 watts?
I'm not entirely sure.
You know, just like cell phones, they got different chargers, and so they all charge at different rates. Like I got some here that's with my vehicle, because it'll charge faster than my vehicle than it will freaking in the house here somewhere. You know?
Well, normally your 3 standard high-speed chargers wattages are 18, 24, and 45. It depends on the phone, which phone you have, which high speed it can take, but it should regulate it So like if you plug like my S22 standard is 20, no, it's 25 watts. But the S22 Ultra is 45, but if I plug it into a 45 watt charger, it's not gonna let it go over the 25 watts.
Yeah.
That's why I love my phone charger, man. That thing, it charges my phone so freaking quick. Especially if it's turned off.
Today's the last day, isn't it, down there?
Yeah,
Oh, look at that. There's trucks going down the street now.
yeah, you notice the center barrier's not there?
Yeah. Must be all done.
I
Was it
think last night was the last night. I don't think it goes on Sunday.
Was
It
it the bridge?
gives everybody a day to get the hell out of Dodge. Cause look at,
Yeah,
there's a truck, they're loading up something or unloading something.
Yeah, it looks like she's all done there, Paul.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty stark.
Yeah, look at that. All the barricades gone, everything.
Yeah, all the signs, all the barricades. They're putting their trash out.
Oh, Sturgis. What's up, David?
But it's nice to see it nice and clean though, eh?
Well, that's one thing that town does is they clean it up afterwards. Very a little windy out there too.
A little breezy.
Oh man, tomorrow's gonna be so bad here.
But the weather,
Yes. And we're breaking record heats tomorrow. It's supposed to be a heat index of 115.
I think today we're only supposed to be a high of 74 degrees or 76 something. Not supposed to be that warm.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad tomorrow.
It's only 58 degrees there too, Paul.
I was 62 here this morning, but unless it changed since then, but
Oh yeah, it's back to business as usual in that town. Only one guy hanging around up there. One bike hanging around.
yeah.
Well, you don't know how long it's been there. Maybe it's been there since yesterday.
So I'm saying you don't see any bikes parked out
Hey,
there.
you
but
got a
of 'em.
three-wheeler there and a two-wheeler there, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty much done.
Oh, there's
Oh,
another.
there's a couple, yeah. But there's a trailer there with the thing down, so I'm wondering if they're gonna load a couple of them.
Well, yeah, but they might be just there to help load or unload too, those bikes. 'Cause they are bikers, right?
There was a couple of them driving down over there.
Yeah, this stage has got to be taken down. There's a couple of tents here and there. There's another one.
Yeah, it's not all those guys drive their bikes down there. Some of them take them down in trailers.
I think here comes a police car.
I bet he's happy.
Yeah, probably. Hey, good morning, AZ. And
Probably
Trevor. Hey, good morning, Trevor.
Probably one of the local cops too.
Look at that, a rolling stop too, you prick.
Oh. Oh, I thought he was getting out. He looked pissed.
He put his drink in the trash.
Well, good for him.
Yep, pretty much back to normal, I would imagine.
Yep. No traffic lights are flashing though.
Wonder if these cameras get a lot of view time on the off season.
I doubt it. Other than maybe people just checking to see what's going on at Sturgis, is there anything going on? But there isn't any.
Yeah, because I mean it's a really small town to be honest with you. Ain't nothing going on there the rest of the time of the year. But like I said, you can tell that town makes money because you don't see a lot of small towns like that that are that clean looking.
No,
Like everything looks like well maintained, which means they pull in a lot of tax money. So they got a lot of extra money to burn for sure. What's up, Trevor?
yep, so Sturgis for 2023 looks like it is history.
Yeah,
Oh, hey,
look at this right here. This is for tomorrow.
115 West Central Florida.
Values
It's,
up to 115 expected.
Yeah, it's supposed to break records, like the records.
Hmm.
It's a record breaker tomorrow. Man, it's gonna be fucking miserable tomorrow, I'll tell you what. I mean, it's like the southeastern part of the United States is getting it real bad, like most of Texas.
Oh my
And then,
God.
of course, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, Florida.
JD, why would you put a link to that on the channel? Huh? You see that?
What is it, Paul?
10 hours of paint drying.
I
Really? 10 hours.
can't believe somebody took the time to fucking put 10 hours of paint drying up there.
There's no music or nothing with it.
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
What's up, JD? What's up, Joe?
Sarah's here. Yeah, the Farmer's Almanac is calling for a cold winter, Sarah.
Chris did say that I think he said something on his live stream. There's supposed to be a cold front coming down next week or something. I hope so, man. I can't wait till we start getting cooler here. I don't think we're gonna get anything anytime soon though, because we're still in hurricane season, so.
Over there, Iowa and Springfield, all that. Holy shit.
Oh, Sarah got all the ingredients to make poutine.
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 Yeah, I called it poontang last night because I couldn't remember the name of
Yeah, I remember.
it. Yeah, she got all the ingredients to make it, so we're gonna have it one night. Tonight we're having nachos tonight. Yeah, you know how there was an egg shortage because of whatever crap happened and the egg prices are high? Now they're so low, they can't keep the shit on the shelf. You literally can get a box of 60 eggs for $5.
Really?
So now they're so cheap, they can't keep them on the shelves quick enough. They can't stock them quick enough. Dude, I can go into Walmart and get $20 worth of eggs and have enough eggs for a freaking month and a half. As much eggs as we eat in the house. Cause you know, when you're cooking for 5 people, to make a breakfast, I'll use damn near a dozen eggs for 5, 6 people, So we go through a lot of eggs. But Sarah went to get some the other day at Walmart and they were all gone. Cause that same box of 60 eggs, like 2 months ago was like almost $25. It was like 22 and some change for that same box. Yeah, Mark. But now, like I said, now they're so cheap, I can't keep them on the shelves because people are buying the hell out of them. What's up, Jody?
I'm right back. I gave Mia her pills. She didn't get her pills and she's outside cruising. Right back.
What is that, Mark? Is that the same thing that Canadian dish? Cause that's what Sarah's making with the French fries and whatever other ingredients were on it. I can't remember all the ingredients, but she got everything to make it. She wanted to try it. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Jody. Hey, what's happening? Hey, Captain Joe. Right.
Joe, did you get a picture of your breakfast yet? I put it in Dennis's chat this morning, or was it? Might have been yeah, I think it was in Dennis's chat. I said take a picture and send it to me. Oh, it's the Irish version of moonshine made with potatoes. Okay. I've never actually made my own alcohol. You can make beer here all you want. You don't even have to have a license or anything. But liquor, so
You're a goofball.
I mean, I guess you could make small batches for yourself, but you just don't want to get caught making it. I never understood that, why they let you make beer all you want, but you can't make liquor.
Oh, man. I've been searching all morning for a replacement battery that goes into my lawnmower.
Did you find it?
No, I can order it, but I can't find anybody that has it where I can walk right in and buy it.
What lawnmower are you talking about?
I got, since my zero turn is still down because I'm waiting for the welder to finish welding the deck. I've got I got a I don't know what it is, brand it is. Anyway, this goes in the back of it.
Yeah.
In a little carry case, and it's got electric start, and everything like that. And I put this on the charger, and it went on the charger for a little while and came up and says bad. But the lawnmower was brand new in September of 2015. So it's almost 8 years old.
That's not much of a battery, that thing.
Here you go, JD. You're right. There are a few states, but not very many. So all the red ones, it's illegal to make moonshine. All the green ones, you can. Not very many of them. There are only, what, 5 of them.
Yeah. That's kind of a redneck thing, isn't it? Making moonshine. I mean, when you can go buy just about anything you want,
It's a southern, I'd say more of a southern thing.
It takes a lot of work to make moonshine where you can just walk in the store and walk out with it,
Like I said, I never understood why you can make beer all you want. You can make a whole fucking brewery in your backyard and nobody will say anything. You won't get in any trouble. You don't have to have any license or nothing, but if you want to make moonshine, it's a fucking problem. I don't understand that.
Yeah, AZ, I can find lots of places online that'll ship it to me, but no, I was wanting to walk in and get one because I'd like to do my lawn before we're gonna get storms tonight, right, Paul?
Tuesday and Thursday, I think, Paul.
And of course, they'll deliver it Tuesday or Thursday. I'm gonna go, what'd you say? AZ says, Battery Plus. Okay, let me see if there is such a place locally.
I wanna say we looked up a batteries plus some more before. Or something else you were doing. Could have swore we did not too long ago. I don't think there was one in your town. Trying to remember what it was though. You think you needed a special. Yeah, it was the battery for your life alert, remember?
Yeah,
We were looking up to see if there was a batteries plus some more in your town and we couldn't find one. Cause I was the one that Googled it for your area and I didn't see one on the map.
well, there's one in Marysville. I mean, not Marysville, Roseville, which is south of me, about a half hour, 45 minutes. But I don't know whether they would have it or not.
Yeah, I heard that, Mark. Somebody the other day was saying something on somebody's live stream about sugar cane and alcohol. I've heard that.
41 miles away.
At that point, you might as well just order it then. You don't have a battery charger? You can go throw it out there and try to trickle charge it?
I put it on the battery charger and it came up and it read out in the readout bad battery after, like about 5 minutes.
You know he ain't gonna drive that far, David. You don't like going more than 10 minutes from his house. Yeah, Trevor, they're like the batteries on the wheelchairs too, the electric wheelchairs. Sarah's dad, yeah, we had to keep those wheelchairs charged all the time because if they set, they would go bad really quick. Like if they died completely, they were done. You had to replace them. So we always had to make sure his wheelchairs were plugged in all the time.
No, they don't have any at that location. Amazon's got it, but it takes forever to get it.
Why is it not, it's not, prime shipping?
Yeah, I can get it by Wednesday, but
Oh, well then just order it then.
oh, here's one. It's not the same though. Replacement battery for APC, whatever. I can have that tomorrow.
It's the same one. Well, I don't think that's that far, Trevor, but good luck getting Paul to drive 80 miles to go get a battery.
Well, like I say, I went and looked on their website and they didn't show having it in stock. All they showed was great big batteries, I'll show you
Yeah, and I
what
don't think any of the parts stores carry batteries like that neither.
I'll show you what when I thought maybe,
Don't you have like the lawnmower like shops around there? I'm sure they probably sell
well, it's Sunday.
them. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Here's the one right here. Okay. Free delivery by Thursday. This is Amazon.
Yeah, a lot of those are go up to the very top. Go up to the very top and toggle. What the hell's your sorted by features? Oh, they don't have where's
Newest arrivals.
no. Oh, all prime delivery. Check it over there.
Where?
On the side, keep going over where it says all prime delivery. No, the other side. The other side of the page. Directly across. See where it says all prime delivery? The box there. Straight down. Straight down from where you're at, right there. Nope, back up. Back up. Keep going right there, that box. That should give you all the ones that are just prime delivery. It'll get rid of all the third party sellers that are gonna take a week to ship it to you.
Here's one day, but it doesn't look like the same battery.
No, because you're gonna want to go by whatever battery numbers are on your battery. So if it's not the same battery number, then you're not gonna want to use it.
That's for APC backup thing.
This is the one, that
That's-
it looks like, you know? Kind of
Yes.
looks like it.
It says UB 1234 on the side, yeah. I'm assuming that's the part number for it. There's one for when, oh no, that's 1213.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
1,
but
2,
that's
3,
not,
4.
yeah, that's not the same one though.
1213.
Yeah. So it looks like they only have the one option, so. Longer you wait, though, the longer the shipping's gonna get. That means it's probably in a warehouse halfway across the country. That's why. And that's a two. Let's see here. Yeah, see, those are all gonna take till the end of August. That's not a good, that's not what you're wanting. Not only will you have to pay shipping, you're gonna have to pay $4.99 delivery, but it's not gonna get there between, they're guaranteeing it between August 21st and August 24th.
That's a week, yep.
That's, yeah. No, that's almost 2 weeks away. It's only the 13th. You won't get it for 2 weeks if you go with one of them. You gotta go with the one that has the prime. That's all the fastest you're gonna get that one.
Right here, but it doesn't have the same case.
Or click on it and go through the pictures. See if it has that part number on it somewhere. If not, it should have a list of part numbers down at the bottom. Sometimes they do.
What's an APC backup?
That's a computer backup, your power supply. If your hydro goes out, your computer don't shut down.
Yeah, see, I don't need that.
Yeah, it looks like you only have that one option, Murray. The Thursday one. And like Mike said, they only ground ship batteries, so that's why you're not gonna get it in a 1 day or 2 day. Like if they had it at the warehouse near you, you'd probably get it in a day or two, but but yeah, that's gonna be the only one that's your option there is that Thursday one.
Thursday, the 17th.
Right, it's gonna be otherwise the other one you're gonna wait a whole nother week for.
Yeah,
So that's not gonna help you at all. So you're gonna have to go with that one or wait till Monday to try to go find one somewhere. But the chances of you finding that weird of a battery somewhere, I mean, the only places I could think that would carry it would be like where David said, or a lawnmower store or a lawnmower shop if they have them in stock. They carry them. Yeah, I don't think it's at that warehouse, Mike. I think that's why it's taken 4 days to get here. Weird.
this one I can have it tomorrow. It's a CA 1233.
What does yours say on it? It's yours is a 1234, ain't it?
1, 2, 3, 4. But it's the same Well, that's 3.3 amp hours. This is 3.4 amp hours.
12 volt?
Yep, 12 volt.
I don't know. Anybody an electrician in the chat? Is it gonna make a big difference?
I don't think that 0.1 of an amp hour ain't gonna make any difference. So I could-
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you to get it because I don't know.
I don't know for sure.
But see, look at the top though, it says replaces 3.4. So yeah, see? And so it
Okay.
does, so you can use it for a 3.4 amp.
So if I buy it now, I get it in 1 day, tomorrow.
Yeah. I didn't see that in the description. I didn't want to say, yeah. Murray, take your screen off.
Huh?
Take your
Take your
screen off.
screen off.
Oh, okay.
You're doing your personal stuff. You shut up, Laura.
Let's see which credit card I'm gonna put it on.
Yeah, you were looking. Yeah, you had a long ass list of cards there, Jesus.
Well, that's what, when you get close to bankruptcy, that's what happens.
Mike said doxing himself again. I know, right? He ain't even lying about that, Mike. That's funny. I can't help it if she's slow, Mike. So what, you have like a little mini lot, like a smaller ride on or what? Or is that for a push mower of some sort?
That'd be for a push.
Yeah, it's a self-propelled walk behind, you know?
You just got an electric start. My self-propel is just a pull start. You got a fancy one with the electric start.
Fancy dancy, huh?
But mine has the Cummins engine on it. No, it's the Honda engine. So I don't even have to do but a half a pull on it and that thing will start right up. No problem.
Well, this one hasn't been running 2 years.
Ooh. Oh no. Better hope the carburetor's not all gunked up. See, like I don't use our lawnmower very often at all, pretty much, but I go out every couple weeks and start it up and I let it run for about 5 minutes. Just so it's not. Yeah, no, Mike, I didn't even know they had batteries and walk behinds and self-propelled. I've had 2 self-propelled lawnmowers and they were both pull starts. Mark, you dumbass.
Find the pulls. Well, it's hard to get her pull.
Oh God, that's funny. Well, that's why I said, Mike, I go out about every 2 weeks and I start my lawnmower up and I run it for about 5-10 minutes. And I let it sit there and I full throttle, just hold it down and let it run. Cause I don't want it to sit and get all gunked up like that. And then every couple months I put fresh gas and I cycle fresh gas through it. 'Cause I don't want it to get all like nasty like that. I just don't use it because Sarah's mom has somebody that comes and cuts the lawn, so. I used to use it at the old house all the time, but she's got somebody she pays to cut the lawn, so. Otherwise I'd use it, but I don't want it to sit there and, get all screwed up from sitting. I'll do some weed whacking today. I actually threw my weed whacker out when we moved because it was kind of worn out. I had it for 3 years and it was just a little Black and Decker electric one. It's probably about a $60 weed whacker, but I got 3.5 years out of it. But it was starting to grind really bad when you'd go to turn it on. Sounded like the frickin' bearings were going out in it. Down on the head, so. I just threw it out. Cause all the batteries were getting worn out too, and I didn't feel like replacing all the batteries and everything. So. I just went ahead and tossed it. But the lawnmower we have is only 2 years old, so. I actually bought that from Rent-A-Center, got a good deal on it. But then found out that the back wheel was stripped. And went to take it back and they didn't want to take it back, so I just went and bought a die tap set and re-tapped the back wheel and put the brand new nut on there. But yeah, it was pretty much a brand new mower. I think it was very, very slightly used. But they were selling it to me cheap because the back wheel was broken. They didn't tell me that. They failed to tell me that when I bought it. But that's all right. I went and got like a $30 die tap set at Lowe's and just re-tapped the back wheel. Cause I originally had an electric Black and Decker 45 watt. Oh, dude, that thing was garbage. I did not like it at all. Yes, David and Tim and them. When it broke on me right before we moved, I picked that thing up and I lunged it across the yard, curb stomped that thing. What's up, Curtis? Nice, Mike. Bet you feel good. Not waking up having to rush anywhere.
I got it ordered.
Oh, Curtis last night popped in my chat, said he got a $4,000 bonus check yesterday.
All right.
And then he got, what was it, a free shirt, a hat, and cup or something like that. He got a few little free gifts from him too. At his company picnic.
Hang on to that job, Curtis. I don't think there's a lot of places that are doing that kind of bonuses right now.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to get a bonus that big anymore unless you were on commission. And if you're
Yeah.
on commission, you have to sell a lot. Like, like a car dealership, something like that. I was talking to a couple guys that I knew that worked at a car dealership that I worked with at Walmart, and they were working as car salesmen at the one was working at the Chevy and one was working at the Hyundai dealership. They only get like a couple, like I think he said like $150, $200 for every car they sell. It's
Really?
like really shit money. I was like, are you serious, bro? I was like, what if nobody comes in for what if you can't get a sale for a day or two? I was like, that's like crap.
When I first got out of college, I was selling cars at Jeep, AMC, Honda dealer, and I had one week when I made $3,000 in commissions.
Well, right, but you think it like, say you sell 3 cars in a week, right? And say it's 3 $40,000 vehicles, you think you would make more than $600-700?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You damn near made the dealership $130,000. Like, you think that you would get at least, a few grand. But no, I don't know. These guys told me they weren't getting really paid that much per car. I thought I would figured it was more than that.
Well, back when I was doing it was 1972. And you know where I got my biggest bonus out of the car dealership? Every deal I would write up, for financing, because the salesman used to write it up. I would add in life insurance on it. And I didn't know you weren't supposed to do that. I never asked anybody, just boom, 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 boom. And I got a percentage of that too. And finally somebody pointed out, you're supposed to ask them and give them the option. I just put it on all the finance deals.
Oh, so they were paying for something you didn't even ever ask them if they wanted it.
Yep.
And but most people don't even notice that shit, right? Like,
No.
you go in and you finance a $40,000 car and they slip in a extra $600 in fees. You're not gonna,
Yep.
in the grand scheme of things, you're probably never even gonna notice that.
And that's what happened. I never got a complaint from a customer. It's just what happened was at the end of the year, the insurance company took us all out to lunch and everything, and they made a big deal out of me because I was the #1 seller of life insurance on car loans. And I'm going, well, what?
Yeah, and the good thing for them too is none of these people even knew they had the damn policy.
Yep, exactly.
So I wonder how many of them actually ever cashed those in, not realizing that they even paid for that. Oh, that's funny. Because they just never told you not to. You just thought it was something you had to do.
I thought that was just because there was a line there, you just keep running going down the line.
He's just fucking checking everything. He's like, yeah, they'll take the extra coating, the extra will. This is freaking checking every box on the form.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I could work a commission job. I mean, when the only sales experience I really have is working at Walmart when I worked in electronics. And I didn't really have an issue with that. I could talk somebody into buying a TV all day long, but because one of the new employees actually asked me, he's like, do you guys get commission over here or something? I was like, no. I said, oh shit, I wish. Because I would sell 10 or 15 TVs a day, no problem. But I didn't know that was corn, Curtis. Like, to me, it looked like, I don't know, like something that grew on the ground. I didn't realize that was corn when I saw that. But like I said, my screen, when I was watching it, it looked kind of blurry and it was hard to see. It wasn't coming through real good. I've never been to a corn maze, but I've always wanted to go to one. Oh, bite my ass. Oh, David, did you get my message? Oh, that's right. Curtis got a flask. That was the other thing he got. Well, I didn't know that's what that was. Like, it could have been anything, a maze of any kind of plant. No, I'm not getting a job as a salesman, Trevor. I said I wouldn't want to work a commission job. And a lot of those car dealerships, that's straight commission. You don't get hourly pay. So you have to be out there selling and selling. And right now, dude, I can imagine how hard it is for car salesmen right now. Because people aren't buying new cars like they were 5 years ago. That's because the prices are so crazy on the freaking cars right now. It's insane. Yeah, I gotta call Walmart back in the morning, Trevor. Oh, hell no, I'm not doing that, JD. I've literally put so many freaking applications out there too. And I just keep getting emails back. We've decided to go another direction, or some of the jobs Indeed recommends to me and says I qualify for them, and I read the descriptions. But then they'll send me an email back with a list of the descriptions that they have that aren't the same on Indeed, and I'm like, well, fuck, that wasn't listed on there. So then I don't qualify for the jobs. Some of them. Are you guys even in Florida though, Curtis? Yeah, they're trying to do that same shit in Florida or in California too, Mark, where everything's got to be electric by 2030. Like they're already making like lawnmowers and all that illegal now. So I said, if you're a car guy living in California, you might as well move the hell out of there.
Trevor wanted to know if anybody saw the meteor shower. No, I didn't.
I did not hear about that.
It was last night.
I did see an ad for what the hell's the name of that site? David, what's that site that you do where you buy in early on the ideas? I can't think of it offhand now. But they had a cell phone telescope they're trying to sell to people. That it was Kickstarter. That's what it was. And they were advertising it for the eclipse that's supposed to be coming up soon.
Tesla's making an 18-wheel.
They already have that.
I didn't know
18-wheeler? Yeah. That thing's got a shit ton of torque too. One time about throwing your load to the back of the trailer. Yeah, I showed it not too long ago on here. Let me look. And on each rear axle, there's a motor on each set of wheels, but it can run off of 2 motors. They're supposedly guaranteeing that it will run 1,000,000 miles without no issues. But here's the video of it, the acceleration of the Tesla truck.
I wonder what the distance it goes. Charge.
I think it was rated for about, I want to say 400 or 500 miles, something like that. If I
You got a
remember.
link to that?
Oh, to that video?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me.
How you doing, Curtis? I hear you had a big time, huh?
This blew everybody's mind.
There you go. Well, I think it's nice that they got you a flask, but to give a truck driver a flask, especially a truck driver that's hauling chemicals, flammable chemicals.
The boss had fun with it. He said, "These are great for water."
Yeah.
It's all metal. It's a good one. I was like, okay.
And then here's a video. I guess they did a drag race with them. There's 2 links in there. Yeah, dude, you'd better be careful, Trevor, when you put a damn trailer on there with a full load and you hit the gas like that.
You're gonna lose
Better
your
hope-
load.
That's what I'm saying. You better hope that load's strapped down good.
Well, besides that, it's 100% correct. As soon as you put a load on it on a trailer, it's going to greatly reduce the distance because it's going to have to work harder.
Depends how much weight you got, what kind of country you live in, if it's mountainous or terrain or whatever.
See if I can find the range.
I mean, it might be pretty cool for me. I'm just
But
kind
yeah,
of
in your case, you just bring it back to the yard, plug it in, and let it charge up, you know?
yeah. I barely do 30 miles
But
a day.
if you were doing cross-country work, it wouldn't be very exciting.
No.
Then the thing catches fire because of the battery, and then he's got all that
Yeah.
stuff behind him.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's
Paul, new hat.
so yeah, it's supposed to have a range of 500 miles, but like you guys said, it can vary on load and weight and all that. Do you imagine how freaking big those damn charging stations would have to be? Jesus, that'd be a lot of power running through
Yeah,
there.
you wouldn't pull up and plug it into your garage. You'd have to have special charging station port type of thing.
Okay, Mark is saying at 82,000 pounds, it's 500 miles. That's not bad.
That's good.
As long as they could get a power station that could get you charged relatively quickly, like within at least a 6 to 8 hour period.
That's what David put in the chat. Same thing.
You know, because it would have to be at least within your time of sleeping, right? Or time period.
This is our company picnic. I just finally got the video done.
There's the corn maze again.
Yeah, 2-foot
Nice.
corn maze.
See, now I can see it in detail, but the video that was being shared to me yesterday was super blurry.
And I put the Central Weld logo thing there.
Oh, that wasn't in the maze?
No.
That would be just amazing.
Yeah, the maze will be cool when it's October. It was a windy day yesterday.
1984. I would imagine that means since 1984, right?
Oh, what the hell are those things?
Little bouncy things, aren't they?
Yeah, it's back up here and I'll show you.
They're like a big bounce house type thing?
Yeah, everything's kind of farm related. It had something to do with the farm. I forget what it was. All the kids go jump on them. See?
Well, isn't that a bag they put manure in?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's one of those where no, it's compost bag.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah.
But you can
Yeah.
jump on it.
So what they do is they use it during the winter and build up compost, and then they clean it out and plant all their stuff, and then they go over here and they bury around the sides and fill it with air, and it's a big bouncy bag. And
Oh,
they got
nice.
little basketball hoops over here. A little slide. There's a tractor underneath there. This whole thing is mobile. They can drive it around. So they didn't have it this time. They didn't have it, but this is the pig races. So they bring pigs, they put them under here, and everybody comes and sits up here in the bleachers, and they race around. This guy chases them, but they didn't do that this year for some reason.
A lot of people there.
Kevin Hunter.
How many employees?
Said there was about
390 employees, but we had 700 people show up. This was the first hour, and they were showing up throughout the day.
Now, is this a client of your guys's or something? Is that why they use this property, or does, like, the
No,
owner know 'em?
and I don't understand why we've gone to that. We used to go over to Vesa Park right on the lake. A much better location, a lot more to do. There was trees and shading, but I think the owner has this. This is like about 3 blocks from where the main headquarters is, and he's either lazy and doesn't want to drive there, because we got stores up in Alaska. Those guys had to fly down. We have people down in Medford, Oregon. That's a 6-hour.
Oh, the company
road trip.
paid to fly them down?
Well, they build up air miles after a while, so it's a free flight.
Wow.
But yeah, we send our salespeople off on training and everything to different parts of the United States to learn about new welders and stuff, and those air miles build up.
So it sounds to me like that's a very, very wealthy company.
Yeah, or somebody at the top knows this person that owns this property.
That's the other thing that I'm kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Nobody likes it. Nobody likes this piece of property at all. We sponsor our race cars, these guys down here, and there's a hydroplane or hydrojet down here as well. It's all farm related kind of stuff, farm rides. Doing a Paul Murray here.
All the kids are waving at you.
Well, everybody knows me there, so and they know what I'm doing. I do it every year.
Oh. They must throw a lot of events there, though, if they have all this stuff.
They're not as busy as you would think. They're busy around October. They're the big. So the next 2 fields over are pumpkin patches. They got the corn maze and stuff. It's really busy then. Oh, I just realized that girl was flipping me off. Right here. Find that again.
Oh, they were flipping you off?
Yeah, this girl right here.
Oh, yeah, she did. I saw that.
Like I was paying attention to her or something. some of the other.
JD put in the chat, Curtis. I've been dying to see Curtis's company picnic.
Yeah, he's being a smart ass.
Oh, he's gonna love what's coming up. So this is something you don't see everywhere. This is cylinder rolling contest.
Oh,
Oh, the gas cylinders.
This guy drops them big time.
Oh, damn, you almost ate his shit.
Yeah. Yeah, some people should have not entered.
What do those cylinders weigh?
102 pounds.
David. Says you got to apply for the job if you want to go to the picnic, JD.
So you see how windy it is. This guy's like, oh, I'll catch it. See how windy it is? And we did a time lapse of us getting up there for the company photo. Look for the big ending.
well. So nobody got a pink slip yesterday then?
Nobody got a pink slip.
Well, that's a positive thing.
We don't fire anybody. If you work, you got a job. And we're hiring, by the way. If you live in,
Too long a commute for Justin.
well, you have to actually work too.
Don't bite my ass. Do you guys even operate in Florida or no?
No, we're not that big. We're just we just now broke into Alaska with 3 stores. We're in Florida or in Oregon with 4 stores as of last year, but we're mainly in Washington. We're only on the west side of Washington. We don't even have any stores over on the eastern side.
Well, I'm surprised they haven't set up in some bigger markets like that.
You know, it's all about slow, steady growth.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good business strategy.
Yeah.
There has been a lot of businesses out there that, matter of fact, one of the fast food chains, White Castle, that's their business strategy. That's why they haven't expanded all over the country. They really expand super slow.
And we don't go into an area like a new area where we have no presence. We go in and we'll look for a welding supply company that's about to fail, and we'll buy them, and that gives us a base to start with.
What are you saying? I should go sell? We'll fire to the local welding company.
Well, if you owned one, we might come down there and buy it from you, and then we hire you to run the thing.
That's the way
Wow.
to do it, though.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big ass picnic, though. There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, 390 employees and 700 something showed up. You know, family and friends
Right.
and stuff like that. Thank you, Laura. Amazing. And no new ROV yet.
That's because you haven't cashed your check yet.
And my wife's got it.
Oh, so she got the bonus check.
Yeah,
Okay. They didn't even hand it to Curtis. She just walked by and said, "I'll take that."
Direct deposit. But anyway, yeah, that was my exciting day yesterday.
Oh, it looked like it was fun.
Well, it's been better. They used to give away they used to give away TVs and computers and iPads that have them all stacked up. And this is back when we were like 75 employees, and they'd call your name, and he'd have a big bowl with everybody's name in it. He'd pick one out and call your name, and you'd go pick out what you want. That's great for the first 50 people because there was really cool stuff, but then it would get down to a golf club or a tricycle or
Now now they just don't do it anymore.
yeah, we're too big for that. It took almost an hour just to give stuff away when we did that. And the prizes are they're donated from Miller and Lincoln and stuff, and those guys, the guys, the machines and stuff we sell.
Mm-hmm.
And the grinding discs, they were providing us all the prizes. Well, it got a little out of hand as far as how much prizes we were asking for.
So we getting the new Bentleys this year? What's going on?
Yeah. And I need those new Tesla trucks.
Yeah, there you go.
How much was that truck? Anybody say?
I'm gonna guess probably $1 million plus, but
Oh, geez.
let me see if I can find a price on it.
Because that's one of the things he was talking about at the company picnic was we're going to go more and more green. AZ said 200K. Nitro.
If that's it, that's actually not bad for a semi.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's cheap. Because it's just a basic semi will.
180,000 for the big model.
Yeah, so
150 smaller.
yeah, that's not bad at all. Because like I said, a standard diesel, I mean, you could easily spend 300,000, 500,000 on a regular new one. It's not bad a price at all. But so each, like I said too, I was watching Elon do his little preview about it, and he was talking about it,
Mhm.
and he said both rear axles, each wheel has its own individual motor, but the truck can run just fine if two of the motors go out of the four motors that are on it. He said it will still have just as much power with the two motors. You
So
wouldn't have to worry
I'm
about
trying to figure out if there's any things that we would need specific, like for our trucks, we're not allowed an upper exhaust. All of our exhaust has to go down. They don't want hot exhaust running across the
The only thing you guys would have to worry about is if one of them bitches caught fire in the battery. Oh
Yeah.
man, that would
well,
because
a diesel truck can catch fire too. We've
Right,
had 4 truck fires in the lifetime of the company.
but fire departments, I was watching a thing on the batteries that they're using in these things, like in
Yeah.
electric vehicles, and they said that an average fire department will have to use anywhere between 15 to 20 times more water on one of those than they will a standard vehicle fire. Like it's a lot harder to put out. And then they had cases too. They had 2 different cases where they put the Tesla fire out on the car,
And it
and
started
then
up again.
yeah, it got to the junkyard or the tow yard, and they parked it, and then ended up catching up again a couple hours later.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
not. I'm surprised.
starting at 150K.
I was really expecting them. I was honestly expecting no less than 800,000.
0 to 60 in 20 seconds.
Yeah, but that's probably without a trailer on too.
Well,
That's still fast as shit though. for a vehicle that size. Cause a regular diesel ain't getting even close to that.
So just a real quick follow up, Jason, on the fire thing. The fire department's policy for hazmat is just to let it burn.
Oh, for your guys' stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, don't all your tanks have the pressure release valves anyway, right?
Yeah. So the only problem is acetylene. So if anything else, like if we carry propane tanks and hydrogen tanks, those will burn and vent upwards. So as long as you're not in a tunnel or something, you're gonna or a bridge over you, you're not gonna have a problem. Oxygen cylinders, argon doesn't burn. In fact, they use argon to put out fires, and CO2 doesn't burn. You can use that to put out a fire as well. But the oxygen, once you ignite the oxygen, it will burn. But again, it vents upward. So the pressure
Right.
release valve goes off and you just have a flame shooting straight up in the air. It's not going to hurt anything. The
Right.
acetylene, though, when those pop off, they're like a tumbling missile. So they'll
Right. Well, that's the problem, Mark, right? Is one of the things they were talking about in that video I was watching is the fire departments. A lot of fire departments around the world are just not equipped for electrical car fires. They just don't have the proper stuff for it. You know, because it's such a new thing now that's starting to become so mainstream on the market. A lot of them don't have the proper equipment. to
Oh,
deal with
look at that.
electrical fires.
Tire going right
Jesus,
through the truck.
Look at that tire.
that came off of somebody's truck or trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever he was following, that baby was bouncing up the road.
Well, you remember that freaking video from like 3 or 4 months back when the car jumped that truck tire?
Yep.
Remember that?
yeah.
Ah, that was crazy.
I showed you guys the truck fire we had a while back, didn't I?
Yeah, the one you were involved in, right?
No, no, it was one that I had driven that truck like
Yeah,
2
yeah.
days earlier.
That's right. I remember you had something to do with the truck though.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would be afraid of if you, I could see them maybe having an issue with you guys using electric. I don't know.
Well, I'm
Well,
sitting
you
here
know-
trying to think of
You know what
Go
I'm
ahead,
what I'm curious about, Curtis, why they don't have like a master big ass switch on the dash of your tractor to where if one of them starts to go off, you hit that baby and just keep driving and just leave the trailer behind.
well, in my case, it's a straight truck. There is no trailer.
Oh, okay.
We do so as a driver, you when we load our truck, and if we have liquid argon on there, we turn it around and point it at the acetylene cylinders. So if I was to catch on fire, I'd jump up there and open up that liquid argon. It essentially argon essentially removes oxygen from the air.
Right, which will extinguish it.
Yeah, you would put the fire out. That's what they use in big server rooms like Microsoft and Amazon. Their server rooms, they have liquid argon and they're ready to go.
Matter of fact, didn't they used to use argon in those glass fire bombs that the firefighters used to use back in the day?
Yep.
And I think, but it's like bad for the environment or something, so they don't use them anymore.
No, it was bad for the firefighters because it removes
Yeah.
the oxygen. If you don't have your
You're in an
mask on,
enclosed space, right?
yeah, you're in an enclosed space and it's hard to get the argon out. So you breathe argon right now. You got
It's not-
oxygen, CO2, argon.
It's
And in
just
some
safe
cases-
levels.
Right, but it's mixed with oxygen. So what we do is we suck all that in and then separate them. And the way that it works is we have a big tower, and in the bottom of the tower is nitrogen, and we suck all this oxygen and everything out of the air into this tower. The nitrogen freezes it, and then we stop the withdrawing it from the air. And as it unfreezes, the different gases unfreeze at different temperatures. So argon's like first, it'll rise up once it becomes steam, and then we suck it into cylinders from there. And then the CO2 and the oxygen come up separately, and we just suck them out and put them into cylinders. That's the simplistic answer. There's more to it than that, but that's generally it. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're breathing that stuff right now. The problem with argon is it's heavier than air, and it will remove all the air in a room.
Yeah, cause my dad, as I've said before, he was a firefighter for 30+ years, and so he used to collect old fire, like memorabilia and different artifacts and stuff from
Mhm.
fire departments. He actually had 2 of those glass balls in a special container, like it was like a sealed display container thing.
Mhm.
And then they had like foam around them to keep them from moving around.
Right.
But yeah, he actually had 2 of them. He had a pink one and a blue one. And they were really cool looking. They were just a clear glass ball and that had liquid inside of it. And he said they used to use them years ago to put out fires. He said they would just chuck them into the fires.
Yep.
What are you doing? What I
Mark, that's correct.
You're a goofball. You sure?
It's just, you're just distilling it.
You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Yes, you are.
Speaking of totally bizarre, have you guys watched Moonshiners or Moonshine? It's Moonshiners or Moonshine on History Channel. It's a bunch of guys that purporting to make illegal moonshine. It's a reality show. But if you're making it and putting it on TV, it's like, are you really making moonshine? I mean, really? Come on.
Yeah, what is it really? Yeah.
Right. But they're funny as can be because they're always going around going, well, I ain't got a dime to my name. I need to make some moonshine and a bag of corn is $25. Well, I'm watching this episode and one of the moonshiners from another county comes over and he's trying to get their water, this limestone water. We're going to have to find out where he is. How are we going to do it? Well, I got a drone. So these moonshiners are using drones now. I'm like, really?
Yeah, he's talking about a $25 pack of corn, but yeah,
and I'm looking at, they got the classic Carhartt coveralls, and they're brand new. I'm like, there's not a stitch of dirt on these things, and these guys are walking around in brand new Carhartts. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he had 2 of these.
Ah,
That's what they look like. I think one was pink and one was like a bluish color.
You're good.
haven't seen those in years.
Yeah, he had 2 of them and they were in really good shape. Like this one looks like it's got some weird like cracking going on, but his were like, they looked brand new. The glass was all clear and nice and clean.
Yeah, that liquid will once it becomes a gas, it will expand a lot.
Yeah, he had 2 of those in a display case thing that he had with all his old fire stuff he collected.
I'm not suggesting anybody try this. I don't think anybody should do it. I highly recommend not doing it. But if you happen to have some liquid nitrogen, a little about, couple teaspoonfuls, and you put it in a pop bottle and seal it.
Oh yeah.
Give it a little shake and toss it quickly. Makes a loud bang.
I used to do that with dry ice too.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's essentially it's just like a helium balloon that you overfill. You're popping it.
Yeah, we used to put them in 2-liter bottles. We'd crush it up and then put it in there and then fill it with water, close it real quick and throw it.
Yeah, same thing. But nitrogen will expand faster than CO2 does.
Never done it with nitrogen.
Nitrogen is cheaper than CO2, so I'm not saying anything.
We used to do the Sobe bombs and make a nice little 40-foot mushroom cloud. That was always fun. Just take a glass Sobe bottle, drill a hole in the lid, fill it with gas, and then light the top of it. We'd stick it in the middle of the or we not light the top, but we'd stick it in the middle of the campfire, and it would just go straight up, and it'd make this huge mushroom cloud.
Yeah, Night Train. You can watch parts of the shows on YouTube now. They don't have the whole show on there, but there's enough on there to get a gist of what's going on. Those guys are fun.
Nah, yeah, I wouldn't believe that 90% of what they're doing is anything, because I mean the network itself would be complicit in illegal activities if they were actually doing anything illegal.
Well, not only that, but so one of the guys has come out and he's actually said on the show he has a license to distill liquor. And he was saying that one of the problems that he has is the plant where he's distilling liquor legally, even though it's his recipe, they say his customers say it doesn't taste like the stuff you make in the backwoods. And he's figured out that it's the small batch is the difference, making it in small batches. When you go large scale, when you scale up, you lose some of that flavoring, that taste, and that extra little touch to it.
But yeah, like I said, and I wouldn't be surprised if those shows probably don't get special permits from the state and stuff to do that. Like, I'm sure they could, because they have to cover all their legal loopholes and shit too. I mean,
Mark, you're correct. It doesn't expand under heat, but under pressure, it's a liquid. And then when you remove that pressure, the gas expands. He was showing a cylinder with liquid argon in it.
yeah, did you see a lot of the new cars coming off of the car lots now, or they're using nitrogen in the tires now?
Yeah,
instead of
my new truck had that. Yeah.
Yeah. They actually will give you like so many like refills or whatever when you first buy the car. Or you'll get like I want to say I was watching a thing and they were doing the warranties on it and they said some of them are offering lifetime nitrogen refills on their tires.
So, Curtis, on Monday, are you going to contact the sales department at Tesla and give them your company's name and say, hey, they've got the money to do this?
I'm going to tell my boss as soon as I get off here.
Yeah, because, Tesla's liable to use you guys as, well, here we go, and give you a deal on them or lease them to you or whatever,
Get them free.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a game with electric trucks and everything of who gets the first base and stays the time.
Right. It's Tim Smith, and it doesn't taste the same because he has to water down more to sell legally. I hadn't heard that. What I heard was that it had to do with small batch versus large production. But yeah, they were trying to track these other guys down where they were setting up a still and stuff, and they put a magnetic key holder that you put like a spare key under your car, little box with a magnet on it. They put one of those iPhone tracker things on it where you can track stuff, and they followed them around until it fell off.
Oh.
They were in the area, and then they're like, well, I got a drone. So then they put a drone up in the air.
It's just a cheap one. It's an Inspire 3.
No, it was a little Air something. I can't keep up with Air 1, Air 2, Air whatever, Air this, Air that.
He pulls out like a fucking $30,000 commercial drone.
Inspire 2, yeah.
I don't know what it is. This year, there's these little dinky gnats flying around.
I feel that, Paul. It's little tiny things.
It's Justin's fault.
I had one flying around in my damn computer area for like 2-3 days and it was annoying the shit out of me. Thing was so quick I couldn't catch it. And finally one day I was able to smack it.
Cheers, guys.
There you go.
You drinking apple juice?
He's drinking out of the company flask.
Do you even
It's metal.
Do you even drink enough to even ever use that or no?
No.
Yeah, I have 2 or 3 flasks that I've gotten over the years and I've just never used any of them.
Well, I would imagine that's a conversation piece for on the mantle or something,
Maybe I'll toss it in the water and go recover it in a month from now.
Yeah, you are a pain in the,
Yeah, I saw that, JD. They did some tests, automated tests with those. I think they did one all the way across the United States with the Tesla truck. There was a driver in there, but he didn't touch this. He didn't do anything. The truck drove itself all the way across.
well, there was a news report was on the TV on the, like one of the morning shows where there was two people sitting in a self-driving vehicle in San Francisco. And there was a 5-mile backup before it because it stalled and just stopped right in the middle of the road.
Oh, there
They
was
had to get
a,
a hold of the company. The company had to come out and get a driver to drive it off of there.
there was a guy that got arrested not too long ago. I think it was here in Florida. He had gotten pulled over 3 different times by the state troopers for sleeping in his Tesla going down the highway, just dead asleep. And the third time the cop pulled up next to him and you could see the guy just passed out up against the window, just sleeping because all these people were calling in and said, yeah, there's a dude sleeping at the wheel. And they pulled him over and they arrested him for, what was it? In reckless driving, and they got him for a couple other things. They were super pissed because that was the third time they had pulled him over. They impounded his car. Yeah, they charged him with a bunch of shit. But I mean, they're going to get more like that here in the next 15, 20 years. Eventually, it's going to be normal to be sleeping driving down the road because these cars will get that advanced. Where it's just all about each generation getting more comfortable with it. And that's what's going to happen. Each
So,
generation is going to.
so back in my day, we used to get busy in the back seat.
There you
They're
go.
going to do that. They're going to do that while they're driving down the road now.
Like I said, what I think, me personally, my opinion, I think every generation from here on out is going to get a little bit more comfortable with the car doing everything. So eventually, you probably will get in a car and it's just going to be a completely round of bench seats facing each other, and there's not going to be any steering wheel or anything. It's just you get in the damn car, tell it where you want to go, and it just takes you there. Maybe not in 5 years, but I could definitely see that in about 20 years.
I think we should start a GoFundMe for JDS. He's got a real problem with his keyboard. The keys are sticking.
Yeah.
Watching too much damn Pornhub.
How the hell do you get a Tesla that's driving itself to pull over if the driver's asleep? I would imagine at some point they're going to give control to the police. Hang on, guys. My wife's calling.
Well, I mean, in reality, well, that guy, they woke up when they were blaring the sirens and the horns at him. But I mean, I could totally see Tesla putting in a safety feature that when it hears or sees an emergency vehicle, that it will respond to that. It will automatically pull itself over and get out of the way or pull over.
So will an impaired person be able to get behind the wheel of a Tesla and say, hey, take me home?
I mean, I guess in like I said, in like 20, 30 years, if it gets to that point where it's that technologically advanced to where people aren't really driving the cars no more, because I think that's exactly where it's heading. Like I said, because each generation, the more advanced these cars get and the more self-driving that they become and the better the technology gets, the more comfortable each generation is going to get with it.
So what happens with drunk driving if you're not driving?
I don't think that, I think a lot of that kind of stuff's going to be a thing of the past, to be honest with you. I think wrecks are going to be a lot less. You're going to see a lot less traffic jams because all that shit's caused by human error. Traffic jams, drunk driving accidents in general. If cars are all talking to each other and regulating each other about how fast they're moving, I think that a lot of that stuff's going to be a thing of the past. I think accidents are going to be a rarity. Like right now, somebody could die in a car accident in California and I'll never hear about it. Could happen 20 times a day and I'll never hear about any of them. But I think when that time rolls around, when an accident actually happens, it's going to be like national news.
Oh, yeah.
because it's gonna be a rarity. But I think that's about 20 years down the line at least.
Well, there's a lot of pushback with electric cars too, but for city folks, electric cars kind of make sense. Even self-driving cars.
Right, Mark?
It's not drunk driving, it's drunk in charge of the vehicle. But are you in charge of the vehicle?
Right. And like I said, I think that everybody's going to get, each generation's going to get more comfortable with it to where it's not even going to be a thought in their minds anymore. You know, like my great grandkids probably won't even think about getting in a car that drives itself. That's not even going to be at the back of their head. They're just going to get in the fucking thing because that's what they grew up knowing. You know, they're not going to know about driving a car.
It's like a rotary phone.
Right. Like how amazing was cell phones back in the late 80s, early 90s when you would every once in a while you'd run across that one person that had the Motorola 900 talking on it and you thought they were the coolest person in the world because they had a cell phone. Now everybody has one and you don't even think about it no more. It's actually weird to see somebody without a cell phone.
Well, even drones. When I started drones, nobody in my state had one.
Right. And now everybody's seen them. They still kind of have a little bit of an awe factor with people that have never been around them, but yeah, they're not the same as when they first came out.
But Mark, that's just the thing. According to our law, if you are in the seat, in the driver's seat, but it's not a driver's seat if you're not driving.
Well, that's something they're going to have to figure out when that time comes around. You know what I'm saying?
Night train, present. I can drive stick shift.
Stick shift. The only reason kids these days can't drive them is because they don't fucking make them anymore. Everything's automatic now.
In fact, you drive a truck with an Eaton Fuller 9-speed.
If they made stick shifts these days, their kids would know how to drive them.
Well, don't they call that anti-theft now?
Well, I mean, technically, yeah, but what I'm saying is it's not the fault of the younger generation not knowing how to drive them. They just don't make them anymore. There's very few stick shift cars out there anymore. Go on a car lot and you'd be hard pressed to find more than one model on the car lot that probably has one.
Well, when I bought my new truck last year, they were trying to point out all the assisted driving features, and I was like, I don't want any of that. And they were like, I don't think we can find anything without all that stuff on it.
Yeah, exactly.
But they found me one. I said, this is probably the last one you'll find like this in the United States next time you buy a truck, which is probably about 2 years from now.
Hey, Justin, did you see what JD put in the chat?
Yeah.
Justin can drive a stick hands free. Well, I'm just that good, JD.
Yeah, but you see the pickups that come out now? It's hard to find a single cab one, just a cab in a box, you know. Everything is, dual cab or cab and a half or.
Mm-hmm.
So JDS, do you have an underwater drone now?
Like my kids are going to be saying the same thing you guys are saying, or my grandkids will be saying the same thing. They'll be like, who remembers how to drive a vehicle? Because they'll be all self-driving by then. Who knows? Who remembers how to drive an automatic?
Another thing, will you need a driver's license?
I think you'll need some kind of form of ID just proving the vehicle's yours still. So I guess you'd probably still have some kind of a license.
No, it'll be the government. If you want to drive a Tesla, you'll need to know about clouds. They'll ask you questions about the different kinds of clouds that are up there and what the wing load is on an airplane.
Hey, Curtis, Chris Wedgeworth just put an interesting thing. 21 new Tesla trucks at the Pepsi in Sacramento.
Yeah, well, Pepsi was one of their big pre-investors too. They bought into the Tesla trucks early.
Yeah. Yeah, Pepsi would be a lot like us, and they're a short route.
Yeah.
Because I want to say they purchased a couple thousand trucks from Tesla, and they're just now getting them. Like they like prepaid for them,
Oh,
they got a contract with them.
over here, we have a Cami plant, which is in Ingersoll, which is about half an hour from here. And they're building a lot of electric trucks for Amazon, but they're vans, eh?
Mhm.
Cargo van. But yeah, they're building a shitload.
That makes sense for Amazon.
Oh, you know, Amazon, the first chance they can go full automated without no damn drivers, they're gonna do it.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You best believe that
It's all
They
good,
don't-
JDS. Don't worry about it, man.
they don't give a shit about their employees.
No, pull up in the Hornable, you walk out, take your package off the truck, and it carries on, goes to the
Yeah,
next.
or you're gonna have some little robot that comes out the side of the van and just takes it up to your door and drops it and goes back in there.
No,
I mean,
yeah,
the first-
Doesn't ring the bell.
First chance that Amazon gets that opportunity, all the drivers are gone.
yeah.
They don't give two
If they
shits
could
about
automate
them
the
people.
warehouse, they would.
Yeah,
You-
if they could fully automate it, yeah.
Be like a cannon, go, whoo, shoot it over to your house and hit the doorbell and land on the floor.
Oh, they don't even ring the doorbell. Not in my town.
Oh yeah, none of them ring the doorbell. Not even the only one that I've ever seen recently that that has done the ring the doorbell is usually the mail lady because she'll drop your mail with it.
Yeah.
And then she'll ring the doorbell and walk away. But UPS, FedEx, and Amazon, they don't ever ring the doorbell.
UPS used to ring the doorbell, and every once in a while they will. But
Probably
most of the
depends on
time
the
lately,
driver.
most of them now just don't ring the bell anymore.
Well, it's like the whole, you need a signature for your package. The last 2 packages I got that I was supposed to have a signature for, they didn't even knock on the door. They just dropped the shit, signed it themselves, I'm assuming, and just walked off.
So what they do is take the phone, they take a picture that they dropped it there.
Well, and they don't want to take the package back with them either, because then they have to come back the next day, so.
Yep.
A lot of those guys used to do that back in the day before they were all like electronically done. They would just sign the shit. Because nobody checks those signatures. It's like when you sign for your credit card at the
Well,
store.
when
still.
you sign for it, that if it comes, it keeps you from claiming that
Spam.
you didn't get it.
Right. But yeah, I've had a bunch of drivers do that over the years where they just didn't even ask me for the signature. They just dropped it and left it. I think a lot of it is they just don't want to haul the package back with them. Because I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get dinged for bringing packages back, and so they're probably like, no, I'm not getting in trouble. You know how companies are. But you're right, Curtis. If Amazon could fully automate those warehouses, they wouldn't have anybody working in there.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already, as automated as it is now, they're already running on a pretty good skeleton crew, but if they could get rid of what they do have, oh, they'd do it in a heartbeat. That'd save them another couple $2 billion a year in salary.
I got to find a use for this thing.
Then you'd only need like 5 or 10 dudes in a warehouse walking around just maintaining the shit.
Putting oil in the machines.
Keep it as backup water when you get stranded like Castaway.
So, Mark, I do have them. If it's like later at night, they do put it in the backyard against the back door. I don't have a fence in my front yard, so they can just walk around to the back.
So the security company I use, Eufy, they actually sell a box now that you put at your front door. It's a big weighted box and it's all electronic. And they come up, it will open up and they can put the package in there and then it closes and locks.
Yeah, but some of my packages are pretty big. You know, that 5 fish is huge box.
Do they require signatures for those or no? Whenever they ship them to you?
No, I haven't. No, but my wife has been here. Usually when I get something big like that, I'll tell my wife and she'll make sure she or my daughter is home. And worst case scenario, I'll tell my neighbor. and they'll grab it for me.
I'm
My
surprised they
wife
don't make,
gets it. My wife gets it. And she's like, I'm not carrying it down to the man cave. That's too big.
I'm surprised they don't make you sign for a freaking $6,000 sub.
Nah,
That's,
haven't yet.
doesn't
Speaking of which,
DJ,
I got the shipping label for that one. They're gonna pay for shipping it back to Texas, and I got to get that shipped off today.
did they send you a box with all the packing stuff or not?
I still have the original box.
Uh,
So it comes inside. It's a box inside of a. So there's a cardboard box on the outside, and there's the shelf box that says 5 fish on it, and then inside
Right.
that there's a foam. It's like the DJI stuff that came with the foam case.
mhm.
Right.
So I kept all that stuff.
Right, so you can put it back in there just like it came
Yep.
from the factory.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it.
The only problem was that they shipped the claw separately, and I'm going to send them the claw as well. They said all they needed was the ROV, but I'm going to send them the claw as well because I was having problems with it every once in a while, and see if that's something they can also take care of. But I'm going to have to cut out a hole to fit the claw in there.
What do you mean I like the back road? You mean the back door? Is that what you meant to say?
Well, Paul, I'm gonna get going. It's 11:15.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think we pretty much beat it to death.
Alright,
We'll
Hit
see,
that
we'll
like
see
button,
all of you
guys.
again later. Curtis, you take care.
I'll see y'all later.
Next time we talk to you, after you talk to the boss, you might have a new electric truck.
Hey, you never know.
Oh no.
You never
Maybe.
know. Okay, everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. We'll see how